Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of StarSound Speaks. This is your host, beep, Irlianna Samsara, turning off her fan, with a StarSound astrology. And this is another episode of Planets in Profile. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Mercury and Leo. So a little bit about what's the Mercury archetype and what's the Leo, and blending these together, and what might it look like, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how we can overcome the shadow part, because we always, of course, want to look at the whole enchilada. Okay, so Mercury and Leo. Mercury represents in Vedic astrology, Mercury is called Bud, like Buddha without the A, Bud, which is the mind. And so it's the mind, the intellect, the thinking mind, one's speech, how we communicate, how we speak and communicate and listen, how we listen to others, how others listen to us, our connections with networking and such, commerce, merchants. When you think also about siblings and cousins and people in our immediate family, these are all Mercury, areas of Mercury's domain, as we can say. And so, how we, I always say Mercury is like the poster boy, the ADD poster boy of the zodiac, because he's the trickster and he's fun loving. It's the eternal youth, that Peter Pan archetype that loves to jump around and, oh, let's go to Olympus, Mount Olympus, let's travel, right? He's the patron saint of travelers, the god of travel. And quick zip short distance travel, right? Like zoop, we're going to shapeshift, we're going to go bilocate up to Mount Olympus, get those messages, zoop, share them with the masses, jump around. The trickster, the coyote trickster, right? The one who can move, and it's malleable, right? It's a mutable. It's all about mutability, and so changing, from one point of view to another, or changing one's mind, or literally changing spaces, from one place to another and back again, right? So these are all Mercury archetypes. And when it's in the sign of Leo, well, what is Leo? Well, Leo's ruled by the sun. So when we have Mercury in Leo, we are very bold and courageous and totally creative, brilliant creative. This is the opportunity for it to be brilliant creative and full of exuberance and passion with our speech and our connections with others. I would say, thinking about Leo rules monarchs, so like speaking like the king, right? Bold, making bold, regal proclamations, wildly talkative and creative. I would think if you have Mercury in Leo, depending, of course, how all of these planets are aspected, but generally speaking, it's about that. And when Mercury transits through the sign of Leo, this is what it brings out in us, and what energies would be more prevalent while in that roughly 3-week time period that it takes to go through a sign. Like I said, he's fast moving. It's the fastest one. 88 days around the sun. What do you need? 365 days. I can do it in 88. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, Mercury, Leo, when you think about Leo too, Leo is a fixed sign, right? It's fixed. So it's all about stabilizing, like, I am the king, right? We're going to like set that down. And in fire, right? It's a fixed fire sign. So proclaiming one's creativity and sovereignty, and I am the king of the forest, right? As the Cowardly Lion said in the Wizard of Oz. But is he really? Because let's face it, Leo's, the Leo archetype, get our feelings hurt. And so maybe when Mercury's in Leo, if we want to speak boldly and passionately, but we also want to share our feelings, and we like wearing our heart on our sleeve, right? Leo rules the heart and the spine. So it's like getting a spine when we speak and communicate and deal with others. Having a spine, standing up and having a spine, speaking one's truth powerfully, right? Fire, passion, power. Also with heart. Right? We don't want to be without a heart. We want to be courageous. And the word courage, right? Cœur, le cœur in French, right? Le cœur, the heart. So courageous is really the ability to, it's not about like bravado as we as we typically think of it, but it's about courage, the heart, speaking with the heart. So that's all the good parts, right, about Mercury and Leo. But like I was saying, the shadow could be, if you ever see a Leo when they get their feelings hurt, what does a lion do when they're sad or hurt? They hide, they're under a rock, they're not going to talk so easily about their feelings. So we want to make sure that we take things personally, right? Mercury and Leo would be a time when we might take things a little too personally, and we get ourselves caught up, and we have to remember it's not personal. Especially, when you think about using the opposite sign, Aquarius, the Aquarius archetype, to be the medicine. So it's like, it's not about you. It's not personal. Get over yourself, right? The ego, right? Leo, the ego. Get over the vanity, get over the ego, get over the me, right? I mean, it's great to express oneself creatively, but it's also, we're watching and keeping the ego in check. So we're sharing from our heart, and joyfully and exuberantly and full of adventure, and inspiring others to be that level of adventure. But it's not about dominating, right? Over Leo's, Mercury and Leo can have us dominating a conversation, cutting off somebody, right? Cutting everyone off, not letting them finish a sentence, right? Or them not letting you finish a sentence, right? It's like this battle of wills. And as long as we are aware of these things, and we can laugh about it, right? We can just be fun-loving in that true mercurial way, to be fun-loving and lighthearted. So thinking big, Mercury and Leo wants us to think big. It's great for creative problem solving. Mercury is always the rational, let's use our minds to figure out a solution, right? Very solution oriented. So Mercury in the sign of Leo is, the solutions are going to be really creative, and they're going to be bold, and probably, somebody who's stepping out and taking risks, and taking, thinking of life as like a big grand adventure with that playful spirit. So the problem solving would come from that kind of a place. I would say too, it's like, this is when we think like a rock star. I am a rock star. Oh, you're a rock star. Let's all be rock stars. Brilliant, brilliant logical thinking would be very much indicated. I think too, with the entertaining on one's feet. We think about Leo being the entertainer, showbiz and all, but thinking on one's feet is very much a mercurial trait. So when Mercury's in Leo, we're really we can, like, tap dancing, you know how you have to do that sometimes. You just, you got to tap dance. You got to, like, make something happen to get somebody on board, and show up and perform to maybe win someone over, or some kind of communication, or perhaps argument or something. And so thinking on one's feet is entertaining, I would say, with Mercury, is like, can that be entertaining? Can that be creative problem solving, thinking on one's feet? I would say too, a kind of childlike adventure. Leo, it's the rules children, right? It's like the big kid archetype, the kid that never grows up. So Mercury and Leo can be like a little bit much, like, okay, it's really great that you have these ideas, but it's like, okay, well, but can you stop talking? It's like, oh no, what am I doing right now? I don't have Mercury and Leo. So I think too, like the circus barker, or the the life of the party, the circus barker that's like, hey, come into this tent, like Mercury is the salesman of the zodiac. So he's like, come on, check this out, the greatest show on earth, look at this, trying to sell people with excitement and all that. So yeah, it can be very entertaining, but like I said, it can be a bit much. So we have to be like, okay. One of my favorite things is, I tell this to my friend, I find myself, and there's nothing to do but laugh about it. When you say, oh, isn't this wonderful? Like, I'll find something and like, look at the Leo archetype. Look what I did. Isn't this wonderful? So when Mercury's in Leo, we're walking around just patting ourselves on the back saying, isn't this fantastic? And of course the other person has to say yes, because Leo, when we connect with our others with Mercury and Leo, we have to have that audience of adoring fans and love and appreciation. It's like, yes, you're fabulous. So tell your friends and your network, your group and your community and your neighbors and your siblings and cousins and all the Mercury related areas of life, just tell everyone how fabulous they are. Or if they tell you, you have to agree. You have no choice, right? It's like, yes, it is fabulous. And yes, we love you. And love, it's like, there's got to be love. They have to feel love. You need to feel that love, more so if you don't have Mercury natally in Leo. You'll find yourself, needing that approval and thriving on that. Think about the fire, the illuminating fire of Leo. It's like feeding on that warmth and sunshine and basking in that glow of, glory and glorification. So it's just the way it is until Mercury goes into Virgo, then it becomes very, precise and all. But for those 3 weeks, it's like the time to have fun, life of the party, games, entertainment, pleasure. Some of the celebrities who have Mercury in Leo, Mick Jagger is a great example. J-Lo, Ben Affleck and J-Lo. Now she's what? Jennifer Lynn Affleck, right? Mr. and Mrs. Affleck. They both have Mercury in Leo. So hopefully this will be a good marriage. At least they'll have fun, they'll think on their feet, be the life of the party. They look like they're having fun. Sandra Bullock is another one. Who else? Oh, Barack Obama has Mercury in Leo. Great oratory, right? Very inspiring. And great speaker. Michael Jackson, he had Mercury in Leo. Sandra Bullock, did I mention Sandra Bullock? Duchess Meghan, Meghan Markle, she has Mercury in Leo. So she must have fun with her kids, just like entertaining them and them entertaining her. The shadow side of Leo. So, and with Mercury in Leo, we might be restless and arrogant. Maybe we're not granting listening to others, and we're all about me, and we have to make sure that we are listening to others in the same grand way that we want them to listen to us. We want to avoid bragging or vanity. Maybe a short attention span. Mercury is always about jumping around, right? First I'm here, then I'm here. And so Mercury in Leo could be like the kid who's just enthralled, like, look at this wonderful brand new shiny object. Oh man, and putting all their attention. You know how like a little kid, he finds something and it's just everything, his whole world is like riveted onto that one thing. It's like, oh, I gotta look at this now, right? It's that immediacy and fixity of purpose. And then when it's like done, then it's like, okay, I'm done with that toy, and they jump on to the next, so that could be the way we find ourselves relating to others when Mercury's in Leo. But like I said, the side to overcome that is to come back to our heart, come back to the playfulness and lightheartedness, to not get so serious about something, if we do jump off in something that upsets us, if we see somebody doing that to us, it's like, oh, be lighthearted, let it go. It's okay. It's like I said, it's not about you. Yeah. And so these are just fun things to be aware of. And so how to navigate when Mercury is in Leo, and or if you have it natally. So yeah, that's all. Just wanted to have fun and with all of that. And anyway, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed this little lesson and a little bit about Mercury and Leo. And off I go to the next thing. Right? So yeah, if you like this information and this channel, be sure to like, share, subscribe. It's always great. Helps us very, very much reach more people. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if Mercury is in your chart and you are a Mercury in Leo person, we adore you. We love you forever and ever. Mwah. Never, ever forget that. Okay, this is all for now. See you next time. This is Irlianna Samsara, StarSound Speaks, starsoundastrology.com. Thank you all for listening. Namaste.